Hello dear friends, we are going to discuss this editorial. We are going to find out the key issues discussed in this editorial and also link the theoretical and conceptual framework. So the key idea is this, that you don't have to track every single development taking in international politics. You just know what are the key issues, what are the prominent issues, and the linkage with the theoretical and the conceptual frameworks. So in this editorial, the issues of WTO have been discussed and certain suggestions are being given. Now, here if you are exploring the issues of conflict and competition and cooperation and collaborations, we link with the realist theory, Marxist, and environmentalist, environmentalist views and critical theories. So these theoretical dimensions are applicable here. We are going to discuss, and for cooperation and collaborations, we explore the liberal theory, neoliberal theory, and Habermas theory of communicative action. So these are the some basic theories we should be understanding. So the key idea is this: while you are reading the editorial, you should have a theoretical framework in your mind, a conceptual framework in your mind. So it becomes very easy for you to understand the nitty-gritties, or I would rather say to have this conceptual clarity, that while you are reading and observing or uh, making sense of that development, you also get this kind of sense that how you're supposed to use this information for your exam. So this is what we're supposed to do. Now when we are seeing that, when we are seeing the development taking place in WTO, so what realists think about international regimes here in this context, WTO? So they say that states are egoistic, they are power centric. So whatever they are doing, they just want to ensure their safety and security. So even if they are creating some kind of international regimes, in this example WTO, they are just doing it for their own safety, for getting more and more benefit out of this. So whenever they are going to have conflict with the international rules with respect to these international organizations, they are going to violate it. They will just maintain their national interest. So they will use these multilateralism selectively and keeping national interest at the center of their engagement. So this is we should be understanding. Now you are going to read that the weaponization of interdependence is happening. So interdependence is liberal concepts, and they are saying even if there is scenario of interdependence, it is being weaponized, and this reflects that the liberal theories, the realist theories, that even if there is interdependence, it can be weaponized. Weaponization means it is a conflictual thing, that you are talking about cooperation and collaboration. Ultimately states are consumed with their own national interest, and they can weaponize even the interdependence what liberals are proposing. So this is the realist perspective you should mention it while you are writing about weaponization of interdependence. So, and when you see these particular regimes, they are being just used to exploit the peripheral country by core countries. This is what Marxist says that, and this is the essence of development of underdevelopment theory by neo-Marxist theorist. And when we explore the critical theorists like Robert Cox, who is neo-Gramscian, he says that these international organizations, they are, and their rules and norms, they are being used as tools of hegemonic aspirations of international powers. So this reflects the Gramscian idea of hegemony and how these institutions have been used to promote the hegemonic design of the developed countries. Now, in this editorial, you are going to find out some discussion related to the anthropocentric perspective on development, and that has caused immense damage to the environment. So this is the perspective of environmentalist thinkers. Now, what is this anthropocentric perspective on development. So this is what liberal says, that whatever is available in the natural world, it can be utilized for individuals on development. So this is the anthropocentric perspective on development, and it keeps environment at the margins. Environment can be, you know, exploited to very much extent that it causes immense degradation to the environment. So this is the environmentalist view. Now liberals, they give preference to the rationality, human rationality, that human they create cooperation and collaborations, and this is why they are focusing more on commerce, and commerce breeds peace. This is what they are saying. So if you read this editorial, you are going to find out uh, certain mechanisms or certain suggestions which shows that we should acknowledge the prevailing differences and we should develop innovative solutions. So this reflect the human rationality and engaging in discussion and deliberation. At one point of time, you are going to find out that there is one mention of engaging global public in trade debates. So the author is saying that, and we can link this with Habermas theory of communicating action. What Habermas says, that we can initiate some kind of communication and discussion deliberations involving various stakeholders, not just only the states. So it reflects that such kind of wide discussion and deliberations can bring out several layered issues, and that can be tackled holistically. So this is the Habermas theory of communicative action, which can also be applied in this context. Now neoliberals, they say that for creating cooperation we have to put extra efforts. So creating institutions, creating international regimes is part of that strategy. So these are the theoretical frameworks you should apply while reading such text. Now what is the essence of the key issues being discussed in this editorial? So key issues is that developmental talks in the WTO have focused on streamlining special and differential treatment. So they are saying that there are certain issues, so, and that is related to the concern of developing countries. So they are saying that these special and differential treatment related issues should be streamlined. There should not be fragmentation of issues, like some in at some point of time there is preference is given to certain developing countries because they have more leverage or market leverage. So they are saying that there should be streamlining of these special and differential treatment. Needs and interests of developing countries should be placed at the heart of WTO. This is what is the issues of global south. So more importance should be given to the issues of global south. Despite some advantage that accrue to developing countries, their manufacturing base is key in the key areas get undercut by China. So as per this point, it says that China, which got all the benefit of developing countries tag, now it has overshooted that particular category, and now it is creating some kind of threat to other developing countries. So it should be managed properly. Weaponization of interdependence. How does a developing country manage access to food and energy when strategic choke points are affected by war? So these are the key issues which are evolving. Not only this, not only the strategic choke points, it is also if getting impacted by uh, trade related, some kind of imposition of tariffs or economic sanctions. So this is how the weaponization of interdependence has been taking place. Development can no longer be restricted to humans. Recognition is slowly growing that anthropocentric perspective on development have caused immense damage to the environment. This perspective is also being mentioned in this editorial. Now there are suggestions given, and if such kind of questions comes, you can integrate in your answer. Acknowledging differences and develop innovative solutions, such as taking a tied approach to most favored nations and plurilaterals. It means that there are various coalitions are emerging. states have different interests, and they are willing to give their cooperation in those areas. So now we should adopt such kind of approach where we can indulge in some kind of layered or what we say tiered approach, and without placing some kind of blanket approach. So this is what is they are talking about innovative solutions, finding technologically sound solutions to development problems with political support from the organizations, that is WTO, and member countries, and acceptance from the global citizenry. It is related to the legitimacy with respect to WTO, that global citizenry must accept what exactly is happening in the WTO, and it must get reflected. Their effort should be reflected. It must give a benefit to the global citizenry in an equal manner. This is what is the essence of this argument, making WTO intellectually inclusive. So in current time, it is just the economics and law which has been having more say in the WTO governance system. So this is what they are saying, that there should be interdisciplinary research which should include experts from economics, law, history, political science, philosophy, and natural sciences, and then they can create some kind of holistic approach to address the issues in WTO. So this was the editorial. The essence of this discussion is this, that you should identify the key issues and link those issues with the key theoretical and conceptual formulations and frameworks, and that is very essential for us being a student of political science. We are not concerned with the small development taking place in everyday's international politics. We are concerned about the key areas, key issues, and just link with the theoretical dimension. So this is how you're supposed to enjoy your political science. Thank you.